In this video today, we're going to be talking about 10 bizarre things you didn't know you could do with your Amazon Echo device. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So whether you have been in the Amazon environment for a while or you are brand new, hopefully you will learn something new in today's video. And if you learned something new, let me know in the comments below what was new to you and what was your favorite. Also, if you are new to the channel, I do a lot of videos on Amazon Echo devices and how to get more out of those devices, so consider subscribing. Lastly, if you find this video helpful, I would love if you can give it a thumbs up and share it with somebody else. Doing those things really helps grow the channel. And with that said, let's get started. So did you know you can turn your Echo Show, whether it's the 5 or maybe even the 15 behind me, into a security camera? That's right, you can actually log into the Alexa app on your phone and view what is going on from the camera built into these devices. In fact, let me show you how to do that. All right, so we need to make some changes on the device before we can start using this feature. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swipe down from the top, click on Settings, there we go. We're going to go ahead and scroll down looking for camera. And then from here, you're going to toggle on home monitoring. All right, pretty easy so far, right? Okay, now we're going to grab our phones. We're going to load up the Alexa app. From there, we're going to go down to the very bottom where it says devices. And then at the top, I'm going to click on Echo and Alexa devices. So once I tap from there, I'm going to select my device. I'm going to scroll down here. We're going to go to master bedroom because we're going to take a look at this Echo Show 5. I'm going to click on this one. And then right here up at the top on the right-hand side, it says camera. I'm going to go ahead and click on camera, and that is going to load up a live view of what is going on from this camera. All right, and there we see a live view. If I take a look here and show you guys, looking here at the camera, if you can tell, let's see, from the camera right here, there is a green line on the bottom and a notification right here up on the top that does say that somebody is watching you from the camera. So if you are on the receiving end of this device right here, you're gonna know somebody is recording you. You can hit the stop button and that is going to stop the live view that is going on with this camera. So you can't see it anymore, but at least you can actually pop in and see what is happening on your Echo devices to take a look at what's going on around the room. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that you cannot save recordings from this device. It is live view only. If you need to save recordings, you're gonna wanna look at a security system. All right, the next feature that we are going to be talking about is Amazon Sidewalk. Have you heard of it? Well, if not, Amazon Sidewalk essentially shares a bit of your Wi-Fi with different Amazon Echo devices and Ring devices. So essentially, it extends your network and allows your devices to connect with each other. Now, the controversial part of this feature right here is that it's not just keeping that extended portion to you. It's actually extending that to your neighbors too. So your neighbors are actually going to share in on that extended network of yours. Now, in addition to that, when this feature was released earlier this year, everyone was opted in to have this feature turned on. Now, love it or hate it is beside the point. I did a video on 7 features that you should probably turn off on your Amazon devices, and I will link that above for you guys to check out. All right, next up on the list, did you know that Amazon actually saves your voice recordings? Well, they do, but they also give you the option to manage those recordings. You can either completely delete them, you can set up timelines for them to be deleted. There are lots of settings that you can go in and do, but a lot of people don't know about them. First off, you can actually talk to your devices and tell it to delete your voice recordings. If you actually want to go into your settings and see what your options are, let's go ahead and grab our phone and take a look at how to do that. Okay, we've got the app loaded up right here. I'm going to click on the More option in the bottom. We are going to go back to this Settings tab, third from the bottom right there. And then towards the bottom of the screen, it says Alexa Privacy. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And scrolling down, manage your Alexa data down here at the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on that one too. And here is where it is saving all of our stuff and we have the options. So what I find funny is that we can actually turn on a feature that allows us to verbally ask for our stuff to be deleted. That I do have turned on, but if we take a look right below that, choose how long to save your recordings. Now I went in and I set mine to 3 months. So after 3 months, it should be deleting my recordings, but you can say never delete after 18 months or just don't save my recordings. So those are the options for you right there. Now there are some other options here in the privacy. I'll let you guys go through those and see what those are all about and see if it is something that you want to turn on and off. All right, next up we have updating the wake word for your devices. So by default, Alexa is what everybody uses, but you can actually change and use different names for your devices. Now that is unique to this environment because with Google or Apple's HomeKit, you cannot change the wake word. You can only do it with this, and let me show you guys how to do that in the app. So I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna grab the phone again. At the bottom, we're gonna click on Devices, and then up at the very top left corner, I'm gonna go to my devices up here, and we're gonna select the device that we wanna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and select my Echo Dot 3rd generation device. I'm gonna click on Settings up in the top right corner. That's gonna be the little gear icon. And then I'm gonna scroll all the way down. If we do that, we can see our third option is the wake word. So in addition to that, we can also change the voice of our devices too. So let me go ahead and we're gonna go to the wake word options. So I'm not gonna repeat all these in case you're using them, but here are the different options you can use for a wake word. Now, in addition to changing the wake word, you can also change the voice of your device. So I'm gonna go ahead and back out of here. We're gonna scroll all the way down again, and I'm gonna click on the Alexa voice. So we've got the normal voice that you hear, but let's go ahead and listen to the new voice.
If you choose this option, this is what I'll sound like on this device.
So you've got the option of a male or female voice when you're listening to your devices. All right, this next one is a pretty fun one, and that is that you can turn on whisper mode on your devices. Now, there are a few ways that you can do this. You can either start by whispering to your device. You can whisper to it. You can either tell it to turn on whisper mode, or you can go into settings. When you go into settings, you're gonna go into settings, and then you're gonna go into voice responses. From there, you can tick on the whisper mode. But let me go ahead and show you what it sounds like. What's the weather?
The current weather is 55 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies. Today, you can expect partly sunny weather with a high of 56 degrees and a low of 44 degrees.
All right, that isn't creepy, right? All right, next up is changing the talk speed of your smart assistant. You can either say talk faster or talk slower. Now, when you do that, it can go 2 levels slower or up to 4 levels faster. Every time you ask it to go slower or faster, it's gonna move by an increment of 1. To get it back to normal, all you have to do is say speak normal. Talk slower.
Okay, I will speak at this speed from now on.
Talk faster.
Okay, I will speak at this speed from now on.
Talk at your normal speed.
Okay, I will speak at my normal speed from now on.
Amazon has a free feature built into the Alexa app called Alexa Guard. What this does is it will allow your Echo devices to listen for certain things and notify you if those things happen. For example, if your smoke or CO detector go off, or maybe there was glass breaking, if it notices those sounds, you will get a notification. It can also do things like randomly turning lights on and off to appear that somebody is home. Now that's the free version of it. They just recently came out with Guard Plus. Now that is a paid for version, but comes with some extra features. Those are going to be things like listening for activity sounds. So in addition to an alarm going off or glass breaking, it can actually listen for things that are around the house, extra noises that sound like activity. If that happens, you can get notified of that. In addition to that, it can use outside motion detection. So whether that's coming from a doorbell or a motion detector that you have set up, and play a barking dog. So that would be good to have something on the inside of your front door. So that way somebody thinks that there is a dog on the inside of your house. And the last additional feature that you can get if you pay for the Guard Plus is that if it detects any of that activity noise, it can play a siren through your devices right here. So essentially, it's like having a security alarm in your house. In addition to that, Amazon said that in the future, this feature is going to be available through other home security systems like Adobe, Wise, and Scout Alarm System. All right, next up is the Altogether service. Now, this is a service that allows you to care for somebody through your Echo devices. So this is a service that allows you or a caregiver to remotely monitor an individual on another Alexa account. So as the caregiver, you'll get things like notifications when a first activity is detected, like in the example here. Somebody woke up, they used their Amazon Echo device, and the person on the other side got a notification that that device was being used. Now, as the caregiver or the person monitoring the other side, you can also do things like set reminders for that person. You can manage their shopping list for them. You can remotely set up music services and different things like that. It also includes things like hands-free access to an urgent response professional emergency helpline, as well as compatible third-party fault detection devices. So when they say things like call for help, it will contact that emergency service and you will get a notification that that emergency service was contacted. Now, to give the person being monitored their privacy, things that are not going to be shared are like things like what TV shows they're watching, what music they're listening to, what things they have said to their devices. That is not something the caregiver is going to see. It's not going to see the granular stuff. It's more going to see that things are happening, things are moving around. The person on the other side seems to be okay. They can do drop-in calls, video chat, things like that to monitor and check on the person. And like I said, they can do things like helping with shopping lists, setting reminders that will pop up on the other person's reminder list, things like that, but not very granular stuff like what that person is actually doing on these devices. All right, so the next feature I wanted to talk about is ultrasonic sensing. Now, if you have an Echo Show that has a camera built into it, these cameras can detect if somebody has entered the room. It can then do different routines and different automations that you have set up. But what if you don't want to have a camera in your room? Well, the new Echo Dots have a feature built into it called ultrasonic sensing. And essentially what that is it's kind of like a motion sensor that is being detected by sound. So instead of there being a camera lens physically seeing somebody, the ultrasonic sound is going to let the device know, say when somebody enters a room or maybe leaves a room. They call it a presence sensor. So you can have something turn on to say, when presence is sensed in this room, turn on the lights, or turn on the radio, maybe at a certain time of the day, or listen to a podcast, things like that. And when it detects that nobody's in the room anymore, go ahead and just turn those things off. You can set things for different times of the day. You can set it to anytime it's nighttime. Go ahead and turn the lights on. When it texts that somebody has left the room, nobody's in that room anymore, go ahead and turn that lights off. So some cool things that you can get with these new Echo Dot 4th generation devices that you typically wouldn't have been able to get before. All right, now the last thing that I wanted to mention in this video is setting up personalized IDs. So you can do that one of two ways. You can either do it by setting up a voice ID. So if you have a device like the Echo Dot here, where it can only detect your voice, you can set up a voice ID. So when it recognizes your voices and you request things like, what are my reminders? What's on my calendar? What's on my to-do list? When it recognizes your voices, it will give you custom feedback on your specific lists. Now, if you've got something like the Echo Show that has a camera, as you walk up to the device, it can actually display your custom stuff. And this is something that is very prominent in the brand new Echo Show 15. Now I'm doing a review on that one, and I'm gonna go a deep dive into everything that you can do with that. But what I love about this device is that as I walk up to it, it actually changes the display and the widgets that it has on there. So as I walk up to it, it's going to show me my to-do lists, what's on my shopping list, different things like that. And say I walk away and my wife walks up to it, it's going to show her her own custom stuff. So it's pretty cool that we can now set up our own profiles to get our own custom things on our displays. All right, that is all I have for today's video. If this was helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As I said before, if you don't mind sharing this to as many people as you can, I would absolutely appreciate it. Don't forget to let me know in the comments below which one of these was your favorite, and I'll see you in the next video.